There's plenty of young talent in today's NBA. I've already made a video on Giannis and his future potential, but this video will be based on that guy in Philly, Joel Embiid. To truly understand how good this guy can be in the future, we have to look at his past. Like Hakeem Olajuwon, he was born in Afro, Cameroon to be exact, and his original ambition was to play volleyball. At the age of 15, he first started playing basketball, and at the age of 16, moved to the United States. He then attended the Rock School, and as a senior, led his school to a state championship. Yes, at 15 years old, he first picked up a basketball, and just 2 years later, he'd already led his school to a state championship. Embiid then received a scholarship to the University of Kansas and played there for 1 year. He was named one of the top 30 finalists for Naismith Player of the Year. He was drafted with the 3rd overall pick by the Philadelphia 76ers. So in just 4 years after he first played basketball, JoJo had already led his school to a state championship, played a year at the University of Kansas, and was a top 3 pick in the NBA draft. Unfortunately, Embiid missed his first 2 seasons due to injury, making most of the NBA world outside of Philly forget about him. That leads up to this season, where he made his debut as an NBA player. Through the first half of the season, the process is having one of the greatest rookie seasons of all time. Despite being on a minute restriction and only playing 25 minutes per game, Embiid is averaging 20.2 points per game, 7.8 rebounds per game, and 2.5 blocks per game, and will win the Rookie of the Year unanimously. Last year, the 76ers won 10 games in total. This allowed them to have the number 1 pick in the draft, which became Ben Simmons. Unfortunately, Simmons is out due to injury, forcing Embiid to carry the load for this team as a rookie. Despite the 76ers winning only 10 games last season, the 76ers have a real shot at making the playoffs this year just because of Joel Embiid. Looking at the numbers I mentioned before might not be the most impressive thing ever, but we have to take into consideration the minute restriction he's on. Per 36 minutes, Embiid is averaging 28.7 points, 11.1 rebounds, 3.5 blocks, and 1.2 steals on 46.6% shooting. According to Basketball Reference, the only players in NBA history to put up at least 25 points, 10 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a steal per 36 minutes are Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, David Robinson, and Joel Embiid. Kareem did this when he won the MVP in 1977 as a 29-year-old. Not to mention the late 70s had very little competition and talent compared to today's NBA. David Robinson also did this when he won MVP in 1995, also as a 29-year-old. That's absolutely crazy to think about. Embiid is 22 years old, and it has only been 7 years since he first played basketball. Already he's putting up numbers the all-time great centers did in their primes when they won MVPs. Now if you think per 36 minutes numbers are unfair and that Embiid's numbers are looking better than they really are, I have something for you. According to Basketball Reference, the only rookies in NBA history to put up at least 20 points, 7 rebounds, 2 blocks, and half a steal per game are David Robinson, Tim Duncan, Shaquille O'Neal, Hakeem Olajuwon, Ralph Sampson, and Joel Embiid. That's some great company to be, if you ask me. The crazy thing about this, though, is that all the other players played at least 32 minutes per game, and Duncan actually played 39 minutes per game. Embiid is basically putting up similar numbers as Hall of Fame centers did in their rookie year, in 10 to 15 less minutes per game. How much ever crap Philly has taken over the years, they finally have something to be proud about. They have a center who could go down as one of the greatest players in NBA history, and pair that along with someone who may be the next LeBron James, and they could be winning rings in the future. That's all I got for this video. What do you see Embiid becoming in the future? Make sure to leave that in the comments below, and make sure to hit that like button and share the video with your friends for more content. Until next time.